Professionals and professionalism are a big part of today's society. Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes was the first story of a professional, and you can see the influence of this story in the main character of the TV show The Finder. Both main characters in The Finder and Sherlock Holmes have similar attitudes towards their work and unconventional methods, but they differ regarding their social standing. Sherlock Holmes is the first instance where it's not completely shameful to be a professional. Now, Sherlock is a detective, and he has to work because he does need the money to survive, but that being said, the money is more of an extra bonus. He works as a detective because he loves to do so, and you can see this in how Sherlock is very selective in the cases that he chooses to take. Walter is the main character in the TV show The Finder. He's a consulting detective, just like Sherlock. Also like Sherlock, although Walter needs the money he gets from the cases he works, he doesn't really care about it. At the end, when people are thankful and want to pay him for the work he's done, Walter just says Leo takes care of that and walks away. Walter never learns how much he gets paid. As regards unconventional methods, Sherlock disguises himself as a woman. Now, Watson, the man on the right, is Sherlock's only friend. Even he is astounded by the image of Sherlock as a woman, which is the image on the left. Now, Sherlock really wants the information, so he's not too concerned what Watson thinks. Sherlock just goes for the info. Another example of Sherlock's unconventional methods is that he can identify cigar types from their ashes. He can tell Cuban cigar ashes from Detroit cigar ashes from Russian cigar ashes. He finds it fascinating. But he's the only one. To everyone else, ashes are ashes. But to Sherlock, it's another eureka moment. Now, as regards Walter from the show The Finder, he also used an unconventional disguise, a sailor. Walter is an Iraq war veteran from the Army. Army and Navy don't mix. Walter is not really thrilled to be dressed up as a Navy man, as you can see on the left, and he looks silly as his pants are too short for him. But, like Sherlock, he wanted the info. Just as Sherlock has cigar ashes, Walter has Walter math. It's something that makes sense just to him. Now, Walter can take all kinds of things that don't have numerical or monetary value, put them into an equation, solve the equation, and thus solve the case. Just as no one but Sherlock can identify cigar ashes, no one but Walter can solve Walter math. Now, as regards social standing, Sherlock and Walter are quite different. Sherlock is misunderstood by law enforcement, by pretty much everyone, really. He's loved and understood by his one friend, Watson. Watson's it. Sherlock is a true outcast. He is feared and disliked by society within which he lives. Walter, on the other hand, is not really an outcast. He's just a bit of a misfit. Walter is loved by law enforcement. However, he is often misunderstood by his clients. Walter can be off-putting, ask awkward questions, but it's not enough to cause the clients to take their business elsewhere. In the end, unlike Sherlock, Walter is still very much well-liked. In conclusion, it is clear that the story of Sherlock Holmes has had a profound influence on the TV show The Finder, both in regards to Walter's attitude towards his work and as regards the unconventional methods that Walter uses. The stories differ, however, in regards to their main character's social standing. Walter is very well-liked, whereas Sherlock very much disliked.